Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Live It Up, the show where we explore and discuss how to take your life to that next level and beyond. We cover health, wealth, relationships, and how to create a life that feels good because, after all, that's what we ultimately want. We want to feel good. I'm your host and coach, Fletcher Ellingson. Amy is out for a few weeks, so today, instead of visiting with Amy, we're going to be having a conversation with a local business owner who I think is an inspiring example of an entrepreneur. Something you'll hear me say often is that I believe mindset is the number one differentiator when it comes to company morale and client and customer retention. And this business owner is not only committed to continually evolving her own mindset, but she's genuinely committed to helping her team evolve their mindset. The result? A team that works well together, has integrity, and happy and repeat clients. And as a business owner, that's what you want, right? So stick around because in a few minutes, we'll be visiting with Michelle Stutzman of Below the Surface Cleaning. But before we get to that, I want to remind you that if you have questions that you'd like us to answer on or off the air, you can email those directly to me at fletcher@fletcherellingson.com. Hey, look, you don't need to suffer and try to figure everything out on your own. As I frequently say on this show, asking for help or assistance or advice, that's a sign of strength. So reach out because there are answers and solutions and ways to get unstuck and move forward powerfully. And that's what we want. We want to move forward powerfully. We want that sense of progress because progress in any area of our life, it feels good, doesn't it? Hey, we're going to take a quick break, but stay tuned as we talk entrepreneurship, mindset with Michelle Stutzman. Hey everybody, welcome back to Live It Up. I'm so glad you're here. And I'm so glad that you're in this conversation with me because, as you know, I believe this conversation about mindset is the most important because mindset is responsible for everything in our life, every outcome. And today, we're talking about we're talking with somebody I haven't seen in a long time. Welcome, Michelle Stutzman.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I'm super excited.
It has been a while, hasn't it?
Like 4 years since.
Yeah, before COVID.
Yeah, before COVID.
Yeah. And
Wow.
So we have some catching up to do. We have real-time catching up to do on the show.
Perfect.
Yeah. So as you know, I always like to start out with what's going well. So I'm excited to hear what are some wins or where's life working out. And I should just let these people know you're the entrepreneur I was talking about at the top of the show, and you've got your business.
Below the Surface Cleaning.
Below the Surface Cleaning, yeah. But before we get to all that, tell me what's going well.
Wow. Well, what's going well is I'm back in the Valley, which is really exciting.
Because you had been down in Florida.
I went to Florida, which I completely love and love the idea of being able to go back and forth. I'm here more.
And I got to interject this because you made a powerful decision right when COVID hit and things started shutting down. You were like, I'm out of here.
I'm out of here.
So you got a trailer, you put all your belongings in the trailer, and you drove across country to Florida.
By myself.
By yourself, and cranked up a business there.
Cranked the business up there, running the business here with my amazing employees / manager that I've had with me. She's been with me for about 5 years. So she was kind of running the show here, even though, of course, as you know, the computer's amazing and you can do a lot of stuff remotely. And started the cleaning business down there. And my business partner is living down there, so that was one of the reasons that got me down there.
Yeah.
So now she has it there, and I have it here, and I'm back in Wenatchee.
Right on. Good. All right, so let's get to the wins.
The wins. Well, the wins are personally having someone in my life that I've known for a long time, and that's one of the reasons I'm back in Wenatchee. That's a great win. But probably finding a space in Wenatchee that I could have as an office and also as a studio, because I, as you know, coach and personal train on the side.
Yeah.
And Actually, it's becoming more than on the side, which is awesome.
Yeah, you're becoming busy.
So I found that space in January, which happened to be next to the old office I have, which is right across the street from my mom, and it's super great location and not far from home, and I'm able to have an office, a workout space, a little storage. I mean, it could not be any better.
Wow.
So, yeah,
well, congratulations.
that's my win.
Yeah, that's
big
a big win.
Yeah, it's a
right?
big win.
So you're back in the valley.
Yes.
You have a significant other in your life.
Crazy.
That feels good, right?
Yeah, it was about 8 years. So
right on.
Yeah, and in that time, as we're talking about mindset, that's exactly what I did for these, and continue doing it. But I immersed myself in mindset, self-development, personal development, whatever you want to call it, and just completely books, events, my business, whatever it was just totally immersement in that lifestyle, and I'm so grateful.
Yeah, you dove deep, didn't you?
Dove really deep. Yeah,
really good.
Really awesome.
Yeah, and and so what you're experiencing now are kind of the fruits of that, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
things have always been going well for you, but you're kind of like seeing different things blossom in your life, and that's exciting.
It's exciting to not only be back in Wenatchee, but know that I have roots now in Florida, and I have roots in California, and I have a boyfriend that loves to travel, and I have a schedule that allows me that flexibility, which there's nothing better. There's nothing better than that.
Yeah, flexibility. To travel, go where you want, when you want. That is such a blessing, isn't it?
Yeah, and another win, even though it's been a couple years, is with COVID. It not only helped me as an group exercise instructor learn how to work out on my own, which has been really a fun transition for the clients that I coach now.
Yeah.
But also FaceTiming and running my cleaning business from Florida. I mean, that's a win-win of something that wasn't fun for any of us,
right.
to be locked down and to take an experience and find ways to make it work, because there's always a way, as Tony Robbins says, there's always a way.
Yeah.
So figure out what that is and make it happen.
Yeah, one of the things I know you and I have talked about in the past too is being resourceful, capable, and flexible.
Yes.
And you have been like the epitome of being resourceful, capable, and flexible, right?
Absolutely.
When the world shut down, you're like, how can I make this work?
Well, because they closed my cleaning business down, of all things, in Washington State. And so that's when I said, I'm out of here. So there was a couple of months where not even my employees were working up here. We had wonderful clients that, stuck with us, but gave me an opportunity to make a change that was kind of always a part of this journey that Kristen, my business partner, and I had, was be someplace tropical at least part of the time after 5 years of having this business. And we accomplished that, which is super cool to look at, because we'd written that down as one of our goals.
Yeah.
So
the ability to live part-time somewhere where it's tropical.
Yeah, absolutely.
What a fun goal.
Yeah. It's a great goal.
That's a goal that so many of us have, right? But you did it.
Yes.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah.
You definitely are a person who has been able to set targets and hit or exceed them, huh?
Yeah, and it's interesting right now as I'm, kind of changing from the cleaning, which I'm kind of molding into something new. My manager now is transitioning into her own cleaning business, and she's kind of outgrown me, I guess, if you want to put it that way, which is super cool, which was always part of the goal, is inspiring other women. And so we've got her set up with her own LLC and all of that, and so she's taking some of our clients on, and I'm downsizing the cleaning business for me, keeping some of my clients, because weird or not, it's kind of my zen. Not teaching fitness classes like I was, my body's got to move, and one of the things I enjoy doing is cleaning.
Yeah.
So I'm keeping on a few of those clients, but I'm growing my Inspire for Life coaching business. That has been something I've wanted to do for a long time, and timing is everything, and it's happening.
I love it. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know you feel this way as I do, but we believe in perfect timing, right?
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
Like you're perfectly poised for what's next. And
Right.
everything that has come before is leading us up to that next chapter in our life, right?
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, really cool. We have a few minutes before we go to a commercial break. I want to know give me an example of what the difference that mindset has made in your business for like you and or your team. Because I know a couple of years ago you really took it on to impart some of this personal development to your team. Is that accurate?
Absolutely. Regardless of, in a cleaning business, it's pretty interesting that you have pretty big turnover.
Mm-hmm.
It's not easy work, and every day in and day out, you're physical, and
Yes.
so it's not for everybody. But the one thing that I always tried to do is at least create a positive atmosphere, and every morning or at least once a week with my employees, I would send a positive video and just ask for their takeaway,
Yeah.
or what's a win on it, or what's your takeaway.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that I've kept doing. And Michelle 2L, as we call her, my manager. So I'm 1L, she's 2L. She has told me that's one thing that's really inspired her, is those videos that I would send. And when I didn't, she'd go, "Hey, where's my video?" kind
Yeah.
of thing. So for me, I'm just continuing immersing myself in it. I mean, Fletcher, you don't ever stop.
Right.
There's not a beginning and an end in this journey of life.
No.
And when you want to really, here we are, and for me, I'm almost 60, and thinking these years need to be even bigger and better. And part of that, or the big part of me, is mindset. I
Yeah.
mean, in my studio, I have a big sign that says "Mindset is everything."
Yeah.
And that's the first thing they see when they walk in my space.
I love it.
And I don't want to just talk the talk. You got to walk the walk, and it's not always easy. I mean, like I tell my clients, my coaching clients, you guys, I don't want to work out any more than the next person. So I don't think, I just do,
Yeah.
because I understand the importance of it. It's become valuable. Same with mindset.
Yeah.
And working on it every single day, however you do that. I mean, I have my downtime too, but in the mornings it's intentional time, listening to positive videos, or reading or writing or journaling. I'm still doing that.
Right, right. Yeah, I mean, because if you're like me, I know when I step away from that, take a break,
Yeah.
I notice it almost immediately, like my attitude, right? So it's,
Yeah.
and as you know, that's why I call it the practice of feeling good. It's a practice.
It is a
right?
practice, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
and part of that, just to finish that up, it's the grind. Even though that word might be a little harsh, but like right now, I have some coaching clients at 5 a.m. in the morning, and that's been normally my time to do that. But now that I've been doing it so long, I'm able to maybe not do it every single morning and still be effective.
Yeah.
And still be able to create whatever it is I want to do. So the immersement of all those years has helped me to be able to go, okay, one day's okay, maybe a couple, and I'm able to get myself right back into it because
Love it.
because of how it does make me feel.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It all comes back to how we feel.
How we feel.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we're going to talk more about mindset when we come back, and so stay with us. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Live It Up. I'm Fletcher Ellingson, your host and coach. With me today is Michelle Stutzman from Below the Surface Cleaning. And what was the name of the coaching?
It's Inspire for Life coaching.
Inspire for Life Coaching.
Yes.
You know, when you mentioned that you tell your clients, like, hey, you guys, I don't always feel like working out. You know, it reminded me of, I think, an important message we want to touch on. And that's that frequently people are committed to their feelings rather than
Right.
their outcomes.
Yes.
Right? They're committed to feeling good or not uncomfortable.
Right.
And then at the expense of hitting their goals. So when you said that, I wanted to bring that up because I really do believe that the only time that we can feel experience our personal empowerment, our personal power, is when we take responsibility for the commitments that we make, right?
Yes.
So if you don't have a commitment for which you can take responsibility, there's not even an opportunity to feel empowered.
Right.
Right? And sometimes people feel disempowered because they're not taking responsibility for the commitments, or there's no commitment that they've even made. Is that kind of what you experience as well?
Yeah, and so the way that I look at it is, what's your why? That commitment becomes, what's my why? And it's got to be a big why. It's got to be something that hurts.
Yeah.
Like, if I don't accomplish that, whatever goal it might be, then that why isn't big enough. It's almost got to make you cry. And you might have to have a why for your fitness level. You might have to have a why for your family. You might have to have a why for your business. But what is your why, or what's your commitment?
Yep.
And writing it down, which is, as I'm transitioning in from the cleaning to more coaching, that's a space I'm in right now, is getting down to what is my why of coaching and creating this, not creating it because it's been going on for 40 years, but establishing what my fitness role is in this community and for myself and my clients. And so it's that commitment that now I'm going to walk the walk and not just talk the talk, and journal that and write that down. So.
Yeah, it's amazing, like, what a difference writing stuff down makes as opposed to thinking, I'd like that, right? There's a big difference between, that would be nice, as opposed to, I am creating, or I'm committed to, or this is what I'm doing. When I write stuff down, the likelihood that it's going to actually occur goes up way higher, right?
Way. And also, with that said, Fletcher, in the like in the mornings when I'm doing my morning intentions, I write down 4 things that I want in my life and how it's going to make me feel. And as that happens, which it has, it's crazy cool, I write down the date.
Nice.
Of when it did happen, and then I write down another one. And that happens probably 5 days a week, where I, every morning, just take those small, it's not like it's anything big. It can be. Moving to someplace tropical.
Yep.
Buying my truck. I mean, there's moving to California. I mean, there's all kinds of things I can go, wow, look back on that. So writing it down, and then you look at it and you're like, oh my gosh, I accomplished that.
Yes.
So rewarding.
Yeah, and I, it's called activating the power of coincidence. When we write stuff down, because maybe some people listening are like, what's the difference between thinking and writing down? Well, there's a massive difference, because you're actually you're engaging your brain in a completely different manner.
Almost like it's already happened.
Yeah, almost like it's already happened, and you're just engaging an entirely different electrical system, because you have motion that's going in there. You're seeing it, right?
Yep.
Your brain is interacting with it differently than just passively thinking about it.
Right.
Right. And then it activates your reticular activation system, known as your RAS, right? That's our filtering system. So it's kind of that. The example I frequently use is when you're thinking about, like, oh, I'd love to get a new blue Prius, and then all of a sudden you start seeing blue Priuses coming down the road. And you're like, oh my gosh, they're everywhere, right?
Yeah.
So they've always been there, but you've activated your RAS, and what it's saying is, oh, we're looking for these cars now,
Right.
Because they just got the message that we're interested in this now. So when you write it down, it activates your RAS. It gives you access to this power of coincidence, right?
Yep.
Which seems almost magical, right? So it's pretty fun.
It's really fun. And just to go a step further, I've got 2 dream boards. And to look at those dream boards and realize that there's a lot of stuff on there that I've now gotten to accomplish, but there's other things now that I still get to look forward to. It's pretty remarkable, but yet it's not remarkable when it comes to really knowing your intentions. What's your intentions?
Yes.
And what you think about, you get more of, right? And then you write it down, and wow. And then that's a tangible thing that you can go, I have done all this. It's kind of like coaching my clients and having them be aware of the micro things that are happening, because the little micro things matter to get to that macro.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah,
and so those little wins, which I have to say, coaching with you over the years too, you've always asked, what's a win? Mm-hmm. I now ask my clients that before we start a session. What's a win?
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be something about fitness or that. It's just life. What's a win?
Right.
So I start that.
Good.
Because of you.
Right on. I love it.
Yeah.
That's excellent. Yeah. And it feels good when people kind of take inventory of what's going well, or what they've accomplished, or what feels good. It's it feels good, and it's a great practice.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, so you want? I know you're expanding your coaching business, and the coaching business is fitness centered. Tell me just a little bit about that. We've got a few minutes, so tell me a little bit about. Is there a particular clientele that is best fitted for you? Is it all ages? Just give me some information about that.
Well, it's interesting. It was obviously being in the fitness industry for about 40 years. I didn't know if I'd really want to personal train, just because I'd always done Group X. But over just the COVID years, and then I had a few friends that said, "Hey, will you coach me?" And so I kind of started doing that. And then, like I say, COVID hit. It's now branched out to where not only do I have my little studio, but I do FaceTime with my clients, which has worked out fabulous.
Nice.
And I can help them bring in their own little gym at home so they can do their own thing at home. Mm-hmm. So there's different ways that I look at the approach. It's all about mind, body, soul, mind, body, spirit, however you want to say it. It's not just about exercise to me. So if there's a day that my client just needs to maybe vent, or they just don't have the energy, we're going to sit on my couch, actually, that I have in my office, and we're going to talk. And that's just as important to me, because if I can't get your mindset in the right place, the workout's really not going to be effective anyway. So as for what kind of client, I actually have a 21-year-old that I didn't know how that would go, but it's fabulous and awesome because she's open. So mindset's everything again, and being open to that experience with somebody has been really great. I think
would you say it's for for anyone who's just looking for some personal training and a high level of accountability?
Absolutely, and are ready to be open to letting the excuses go and putting in the work.
Yeah.
And know that myself as a coach, I don't just talk the talk, I walk the walk. So whatever I make my clients do, I'm doing it.
Yep.
Right? And so I want, and when someone reaches out to me about coaching or that, it's an interview, because it's got to be a good fit, not just personality wise, but desire wise, and openness to what I'm going to put out there. Not because everything I do is the best, but more of, these are my experiences, and here's some tools for you. Take them or leave them. But if you're willing to work on your mindset, then let's take it to the next level.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, we just have a few seconds left.
Yeah.
How do they reach you if they want to have a discovery call with you?
Michelle at Inspire for Life Coaching, and that's the number 4, or my phone number, which I don't care, it's 509-670-7072. It's also Below the Surface Cleaning. All that's out there in the Valley. FaceTime or Facebook. I actually just had to create an Inspire for Life Coaching Facebook. I couldn't use my personal, so that's also another way. LinkedIn. I guess those are kind of some of the ways you can. Or my office is over on Poplar Street. I mean, we're in Wenatchee. And it seems like somebody knows somebody that knows somebody. So,
Okay,
so I'd love to take on a few more clients. I'm really getting full. So, if you have an interest, I would reach out to me sooner than later. I'm kind of my own person, own show, not willing to take on any employees at this point. So,
Well, good.
Yeah.
Hey, so wonderful to visit with you again.
So, it is. It's great.
And now it's time for you guys to get out there, be a source of kindness, be a source of contribution. You do have something to offer this world, and I believe in you.